So today we're here to talk about the subject of whether sugar is good or bad. Well, the reality is I am not going to talk about whether sugar is good or bad. What I'm going to talk about is energy and a little bit about our bodies. And so because I feel like God has put sugar on the planet, there must be, in his infinite wisdom, must be two sides to that story. And so instead, let's look at what nutrients and what sugar does to our bodies and how we can use or manage the energy that comes from what we eat. Okay, so a couple things here. It's going to be a little bit longer than normal. Maybe that can be qualified as bonus round. Also, I'm going to give you just a few facts here, and in the end, what I prefer that you do is go test it. Go see if what I'm telling you makes a difference. And then you can judge for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. Okay, so in energy is, in a sense, our life force. That's what drives us. That's what causes us to be able to do the things that we do on a daily basis and to be able to perform the kinds of things that we do. And so our heart delivers about 100,000 times a day blood to each of our muscles and organs. And it does that through about a 3,000 to 5,000 trips a day, going through about 1,000 miles of arteries and capillaries. And then also it delivers whatever we eat to our liver. And our liver has about 50,000 enzymes in it, which is managing whatever we've eaten about 1,000 times every second. So you can see that this process is pretty ornate. In fact, if you were to study your human body, you'd have a huge dose of self-confidence and self-esteem just over how magnificent the body really is and how it functions. And so thinking about sugar and what we eat, you could make the argument that, okay, well, fruit has sugar in it, so is that harmful? Well, not necessarily, and there's a couple reasons why. First, when pure table sugar or fructose corn syrup is delivered to your liver, it's about 50% glucose and 50% fructose. And so glucose is in every cell of our body. That's the kind of the life-sustaining force that's chemical force that's in our body. And you figure cells are electrochemical devices for transferring whatever we eat into our body. In fact, we are an accumulation of cells. And so however the quality of our life is a direct result of the quality of our cells' life. And so how we treat ourselves and what we deliver to it as nutrients is vital to how we feel during the day and therefore energy. And so, as I mentioned, the blood delivers whatever we eat to our liver. Our liver begins to process that. What happens, the difference between sugar and let's say fruit or an apple is that fruit allows the body to digest on a slower basis. It has fiber, it has water, has actual vitamins and minerals, whereas sugar just slams the liver with its components. And the liver becomes overwhelmed with sugar. And so as a result, it starts to back up. So the combination of whatever you eat either needs to be assimilated into nutrients that can be used by the body or eliminated. So those are the only two conditions that can occur based on what you deliver to your cells. And so the liver now is stuck with all this extra baggage of pure sugar that it can't use, and so it converts it to fat, which in reality ends up being toxins because it's stored there and it can't utilize it. Okay, so the concept here then is that sugar is beneficial because it can deliver nutrients and energy to our system, but the reality is that it needs to be delivered on a slower basis with water and with nutrients. If it can do that, then now our body can better manage the use of that energy. And so energy then becomes our vitality, our quality of life. And that's what we really want to manage. And how we deliver that, the sources of that energy is in reality what we want to do. So we know that there are health benefits from eating fruits and vegetables, and everybody knows that, but they don't really know quite why. And so remember, oxygen is the number one thing that cells need. Number two things is that they need some kind of nutrients, and then number three is they need the ability to dispose of whatever waste. And so if they can't dispose of the waste because it's all sugar, then that stacks up, it becomes fat, and our health goes down. Also, to dispose of that added unusable energy requires additional energy. And so we become slower at doing it, which complicates the problem even further. And so one last thought here is, okay, so drink lots of fruit juice and vitamin C orange juice. Well, no. Yes, that sounds right, but no, because in most cases, those juices have a lot of added sugar. They also don't always have a lot of additional nutrients, and there's no fiber. And so we've defeated some of the basic mechanisms for delivery of that nutrient, the things that the cells need in order to respond appropriately and provide the energy that we need. So, bottom line, cut out the candy, cut out the direct mainline sugar because it slams the liver. We don't have an opportunity to get it processed, and the excess baggage causes toxins in our system. So if we eat vegetables and fruit, we get fiber, slows down the process. The liver can manage it better. We get nutrients in the process, water, and as a result, we have more energy that we can use in our system. So, bottom line, eat an apple, get rid of the Coca-Cola.